have you ever had a client pay you late and then give you a string of excuses or a sob story about why life is so difficult for them? Or perhaps just avoid you, continually make excuses, string it along and make you feel bad for actually chasing them for what is due. And do you know what's even worse is on so many occasions that happens, you'll then see them on social media talking about going on holiday. How very dare they? I think it's fair to say that late payments is one of the biggest single challenges for small businesses. It can be absolutely crippling. Sometimes it can only take one or two late payments to really put your business on the edge. So it is super important that you have really clear processes and that you act very quickly and very decisively when any clients pay you late, so that you nip it in the bud and so that you educate those clients that in the future it's not okay to pay you late and that you're not just going to sit back and be all chilled and relaxed about it. So what can you do if a client pays you late? Here are 4 things that will really help you make a massive difference. So if a client pays you late, what do you do about it? Well, actually, the first thing to do is to preempt it and make absolutely sure that you always invoice on time. I've had numerous conversations in the past with clients who've had real cash flow struggles and who are very frustrated about customers that don't pay on time, but it then transpires that the business is not sending out their invoices on time. Now, if you want somebody to pay you on time, you've got to invoice them on time. Don't invoice them a week late and assume that they are still going to pay you on what you expected to be their due date a few days after that. If you invoice late, it's your own fault if you get paid late, I'd hate to say. So that's step 1, invoice always on time. Step 2 of dealing with late payments is dealing with it quickly. Have a really clear process for exactly how you deal with it and exactly when you deal with it. So how long will you let a customer go over their due date? And I would suggest that should be no more than 2, maybe 3 working days, because you're already drifting at that point. So let the customer know that you are diligent, you're on the ball, and this is not going to just slip through the net or be, kind of nice and quiet and blasé for a few weeks about it. So always be clear on when you will deal with a late payment, how you will deal with it. Are you going to phone somebody? Are you going to email somebody? Are you going to text or WhatsApp or whichever is your correct process? But have a very clear process and stick to that religiously. The third thing to do with late payments is stay on top of it and nip it in the bud. So don't assume that once you have chased somebody once about a late payment that will be enough and that they will just pay it. There may be certain times where you're going to have to give somebody a nudge every week for the next few weeks in order for them to get off the backsides and make that payment. In many cases, you will find that there are certain businesses who will only ever pay on a chase. If somebody is late paying you, there's also a strong possibility you are not the only person that they owe money to. It's possibly a sign they might be struggling or they might just be slapdash with money. But what you don't want to do is slip down their list of priorities when they do have money. So they need to know that you will diligently and regularly chase them, because you need to create the position where they want you off their back. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be demanding about it. You can be perfectly polite about it and extremely professional. But what you should be is regular and diligent. Just a nudge pretty consistently to make sure that they know that you are not going away, that you are on the ball, that you are aware of this, and that you are awaiting payment as soon as humanly possible. And the fourth thing to do, that's tongue twister, with late payments is to ditch excuses and apologies. So often you're the person that is being paid late and yet you apologise to the client. I am so sorry for chasing you. I know things are difficult, blah, 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 blah. And you make excuses on their behalf, or you make apologies for chasing them for money that's due to you for work that's already done. This is a business transaction and you are requesting money that is due for brilliant work that you have done. So never make excuses, never apologise on behalf of the customer. And if they make excuses, Don't get dragged into agreeing with them and massively sympathising with them. Acknowledge what they've said, but always talk about the next step and when the payment's due and agreeing a way forward with them. So I hope that gives you 4 nice, easy ways that you can handle late payments faster, more effectively, to get you paid sooner, and also to educate customers that it's not okay to pay late, and that next month or next time they order from you, they need to pay you on time. I know this can be a hugely emotive area, so if it's something you need help with, this is exactly the type of thing my strategy sessions are perfect for. We can spend an hour brainstorming what's happening with late payments in your business, mapping out the process for exactly how to deal with them, building a strategy for any specific late payments that you need to deal with at that moment in time. So head to my website, tailory.co.uk, and go and have a look at my strategy sessions, and you can book straight into my diary there, and we can solve this forever and a day.